Hi everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Really happy to be back behind the camera, the microphone. Um, I haven't recorded an episode since I have moved from New Zealand to Scotland. So I am in Scotland. For those who are on my YouTube channel, you can see that the setup is a little bit different and not really finished yet. It's an ongoing process. In this episode, I wanted to share with you personal insight from moving from one side to the world to the other one, from New Zealand to Scotland, for those who have just arrived. And basically how knowing and understanding my design, my daughter's design, my family design, really helped me on a daily basis for embracing the big change and navigate this big transition in our life with more trust and confidence and less resistance. And of course, we are facing challenges too. We are here for that, isn't it? So stay tuned till the end of this episode. But every situation that we are facing are basically here to bring us more awareness for you, for me. And of course, everything has a purpose. So the goal is really to discover your true self and get rid of the conditioning and reach the next stage in your life. So for those who are interested, I already share how I made the decision to move from New Zealand to Scotland. I think it's the episode 23. See if you are interested and want to listen to it. I share how following my design helped me to take a big decision. But here we go. We are in Scotland, and it's an amazing, beautiful country. I really enjoy it. We are in the Highlands, and it feels very, very special. So yeah, as I share in the episode about how we make the move, I knew that it was the right call for us to move, and I have a sacral authority, which means that my body is telling me what is right for me, or what I have the energy for. And it's has been a big yes since the beginning, and this feeling have been actually confirmed since I've arrived. I really feel good straight away, and I know we are at the right place, and I have to admit that I forget a bit how Europe is easier, and we can just walk everywhere. We don't need to take the car all the time. It's quite enjoying. And yeah, we are at the right place, and we have been very well welcomed here. And it's a kind of feeling of freedom. But passing the honeymoon arrival, we are in a country, a new atmosphere, new house, new friends, new habits, and yeah, new routine to be fine, and yeah, new food too. My daughter is already having haggis in the morning. Yeah, thankfully, this is the same work I'm doing. I really glad that I create this life that I can work anywhere in the world when I want. So it's feel really good. But um, a big change like that necessarily has an impact on us and on our children too, even if sometimes they are more adaptable than we can be. So in this episode, I really would like to share a few insights with practical example of my personal experience with you and how using human design really helped me to embrace those big changes and navigate life through this transformation. And if you have followed me for a wee while, that human design is all about experimenting. So don't believe anything I'm saying. Do it by yourself, experience it by yourself. So let's dive in. The first insight that I wanted to share with you is knowing your gates in your design. So this is the little number in the energy center that you can see on your chart. If you don't have your chart, you can have it online. You just need your time, place, and date of birth. And if you want to send me a message, feel free. I will send you the chart with a bit more detail because I have access to a paid software. Anyway, so your gates, this is who are activated in your chart. I mean, they are colored in your chart. It's energy who are consistent for you and who play an important role in your life. It's so you can tap into it very easily. And the first simple example I wanted to tell you is that I have the gate 5. So I'm giving you an example in my chart. So the gate 5 is in the sacral center. So the sacral center is a cycle above the square, which is the root center at the bottom of your chart. And the sacral center is your life force energy, your work energy, and the sexuality too, actually. And the gate 5 is the gate of fixed rhythm. So if you have this gate, like me, in your chart, you need fixed rhythm. You need routine. I love routine. And this is a gate of habits, and it gives, the rhythm to your day, a tempo. And if you have this gate, you really need to follow your regular rhythm, your rhythm in life. So you tend to have more fixed habit that you not necessarily are not gonna like to break because it can be destabilizing for you. But that keeps you healthy. And when you are experimenting big changes in your life, like moving in a new country on the other side of the world, finding your rhythm and your daily routine is important. So for me, knowing that I had this gate was very helping because I knew that I needed to focus my energy on that to feel good, to be healthy, and to find my routine. So this is what I started to do when I arrived, looking for daycare for my daughter, identifying the playgroup, the activity, and the walk, the park, the grocery, where I want to work, when I want to work, just planning my daily routine, basically. So we have just arrived a few weeks ago, so it's still an ongoing process, of course, but that was really important for me to start with that, because with this gate, when you are in the flow and in your rhythm, everything is effortless, and less chaotic, because with this gate, when you are in chaos, your world is in chaos, basically. And actually, my partner and daughter doesn't have this gate, and it's a very it's a gate who is gonna has an impact on them clearly, and is gonna my rhythm gonna define them basically. So yeah, I really make sure as soon as we have arrived that it was on one of my top priority to organize. And of course, this is just one example. A chart always need to be read in the whole. Taking elements one by one are not necessarily useful, and this is what I'm here for. Actually, this is what I do in session with my client, looking at your wall design has a global one, which actually lead me to my next insight. So the next insight is about environment. So I've talked about environment before. I made a special episode if you want to go back to it, but in human design, your environment is part of the 4 transformative arrow. So in your chart, you have arrow at the top of your chart around your head center. And the environment arrow is the left bottom arrow um, uh, at the top of your chart. And it is determined by your design nodes in your chart, if you're still with me. So your environment is the correct place for you. And it's not just a location, it's basically an environment that nurture your effectiveness and how you're going to live your purpose. And it's also your well-being, because it can really heal you. It's super important. It's going to open up all the possibility for you and attract what you need to navigate successfully in life. And there is 6 different environments with 6 different variants. So we call that the colors. So the first one is cave, the second one is market, the third one is kitchen, mountain, valley, and the last one is shore. And I am shore environment. So this is the 6 colors, and it's a place of transition. It's like living on an island, by the beach, by the river. The founder of Human Design actually has this environment, and he was living on the island of Ibiza. So I am sure. I used to live in New Zealand on an island. I'm in Scotland. And we live by the river. There is actually a little river going under the house. And here there is loch, what is that? Not lake. Everywhere. Absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I'm at the right place, and being sure it's about boundaries. So it's like you can go to another side and come back, jumping from one to the other one. So I am in between 2 countries. I'm French. I'm living in the countryside, but we are really nearby to town. And yeah, this is the perfect environment for me. But my environment arrow is facing right. It's mean that I really need relaxed environment, not active one. And it's okay for me to change my environment of work, for example, more easily than if you have an active environment. So it's actually healthy for me to change environment. So sometimes I'm going to work on my desk. Sometimes I'm going to work on my couch. Sometimes I go to cafe. but I will be always on the edge, you know, at the windows, looking for the perspective to see beyond, to look out over the horizon, with a view, and yeah, to fill the gap, you know, between me and Mother Earth. So the environment is really the place where all the advantage to your true nature of your design will come to life, and where you will have less resistance. So it was really important for me to take this in consideration in my where I want to work and live. And it's actually how I found the perfect spot for my uh, daughter, near my daughter daycare, which is in the forest with beautiful view on the mountain and very quiet. Because yeah, I can see all that from this little cafe who is really just next door. There is a pool on near the cafe. I can just walk there and still water environment. So I understand why now everything led me to this specific daycare for my daughter. Um, um, but yeah, I will go back to that a bit later. So just, yeah, to just go back to what I was saying about my gate of fixed rhythm. So this is how you take in consideration the whole design, because I need those rhythm, but I need an environment that can change too, if I respect the other element of my design, of course. So I create my routine with different habits, but they are still habits. um, so yeah, still about environment. I made the transition for my daughter environment, which is market environment, and then it's very social. It's for her, yeah, public places are going to be really, really essential to make bond with others. And it's planic, so it's really about survival for her and the need to connect, to be in the density. Um, it's always about abundance and plenty, you know, to have a lot of options possible. She loves to go shopping. She basically asks me now to go to town because, yeah, markets are always being connected to the man-made environment. So she needs the urban life. And yeah, she needs to be where things are happening in communities or where there is a lot of going on. It's what she needs. So we don't have same needs at all. Knowing my daughter environment really helped me to accept her, to put her at daycare. I think I shared that a long time ago, when she started daycare in New Zealand. But basically, you know, pentadynamics, so it's when a family of 3 to 5 people come together, and it's how the energy flows in your family, and you can identify very easily the needs and the place of everyone in the family, and work on it when it's dysfunctional. We are a dysfunctional family, that's okay. We have the tools to accept it and make the change we need. Anyway, so in our penta, I'm home, she's outside. So I cannot respond as a good manifesto generator to her needs. We don't have the same needs, and I really need to respect mine and honor hers too. She's not a mini me, and I don't want to condition her to my thing. We are conditioned, but we can avoid a lot of conditioning, especially when they are so young. So yeah, I have accepted a long time ago to let her at daycare, and actually it's amazing for both of us. So when I knew we were moving to Scotland, I looked at for daycare in the area, and there was one that I've been really attracted to, and I was excited about it too. Without knowing much more, I've been in touch with the daycare by email, and it was really great. I had um, few messages and my secretary were like, yeah, that's right, that's great. And then I started to talk with uh, my partner's friends who are in Scotland, in the area where we live now. And they didn't have like super great feedback about it. So then I started to overthink about it, to doubt it, and I try to look for all the other options, like, other childminder or um, all the options that I could look for. I look for it. This is my line profile, The profile is your needs, but also how you fulfill your purpose. I will go back to that a bit later. But it means that I need information, I need details, and I do all the research to have all the information to feel secure and have great foundation. Anyway, I couldn't find any other option. And then at the end, there was only this daycare available. And then I visited it when we arrived. And coming from a Steiner environment, it was a bit of a shock for me. It was like everyone was very lovely, no problem, but it was quite messy as an environment. I was not used to this kind of environment. Even if it's in the middle of the forest and they go outside all the time and it's really nice. So then I could feel my own mind resisting. But of course, when we were only visiting, my daughter just went to walk and waved me to say bye, mom. And we were just visiting, we were not staying. And as soon as we went back in the car, she was asking me to go back to it. Yeah, she wants to see the boys, which is boys and girls for her, of course. So yeah, she has started there since, and I could feel my mind saying, "Oh no, it's not what you want." But she was loving it, and she was asking to go every single day. She just go a few days a week, a few mornings a week, and she was always excited to go. And she have never cried when I let her over there, while in New Zealand she was still a bit like, oh mommy. It was never for long, but I could see she really really enjoyed morality. She was in the right environment. She doesn't care that it's messy. She has her needs fulfilled, and she was really happy with that. There is a lot of kids for her, and it's just what her environment market needs. And also she has, at the opposite of me, a left arrow, so she needs to be active in her environment because it's what energizes her. There is a lot happening in this place. And once again, it's near my favorite cafe, near the pool and the spa, in my shore environment. So you can do all the mental projection you want, all the control, but just following your design and really, really lead you to the right place for you, the right opportunity. And my sacral told me since the beginning that it was the right place for my daughter, but then for me at the end too. So oh yeah, another example for this daycare, it's like then the children sleep in the same room that they play and live, and I was like, how she's gonna sleep, for nap time. um and she's in the right environment again. She did sleep in the middle of all the children without any problem. Once again, just mental resistance is not helping you. Your body has all the answers. So your environment, if you don't know your environment, I really invite you to look at it, because it is a place where you will have all the advantage for you without resistance. Yeah, another insight, the third one, I think, about motivation. So it's also one of the transformational arrow. It's the top right arrow, and it's your driving force behind your motivation and action, basically. It's also your mind. I will do a full episode on that, but just quickly, my arrow is pointing on the right side. It's receptive. My mind is receptive. It's about going with the flow instead of being strategic. We live in a strategic world, and making strategy for me is not the way it led me to my true self. So following my authority, my sacral authority, my strategy to respond to the world as a manifesto generator will always lead me to the right path with the less resistance. It was, I was saying a bit earlier with the environment. So yeah, for me, that have been a very big lesson, and I always give some exercise to my client and to myself, to know how to turn the mental, the mind, the brain off, and see what is hidden behind, because there is always an emotion behind. And it was on my challenge that I will keep for the end of this episode. Another insight about determination, food, because your human determination is how you digest food and information in life. It's also part of the four transformational arrow, and this one is really your potential to digest successfully in life. By having a specific diet, it's not about what you eat, it's the condition and circumstance you are eating. So it's the way you are going to feed your body and avoid the conditioning. So there is 6 corners with 2 variants each time. There is appetite, taste, thirst, touch, sound, light. And honoring your digestion, which is the top left arrow, sorry, will make you physically healthy and set the boundaries and foundation for the rest of who you are. Very, very important. It's also your brain. So feeding yourself correctly is going to feed your brain, and then you are able to take advantage of your full potential. So my determination is thirsty, hot. And people with this determination have a quite weak digestive system who run cold. And we cannot burn off and need, basically this eat for having the chemical reaction. So it's basically eating, drinking anything hot, or at least above body temperature. And those are conditions in which I need to eat. And that's me. I'm always cold. I leave cover mostly with a blanket or a hot bottle of water on me. And that have been a big concern for me by coming to live to Scotland. Cold is not a myth here. The other day I was saying my daughter, like, oh, it's cold today. And she said, it's cold. Scotland is cold, she said, basically. Yeah, truth comes out children's mouth, isn't it? Anyway, the first 2 weeks we have arrived here, we had a beautiful weather, very sunny, still clearly cold, but very sunny, which is help. So yeah, it's cold here, but interestingly enough, it's not a problem at all. It haven't been a problem at all since we have arrived. the first practical reason is because all houses here are very well isolated. But the human design reason is that it's cold. I'm eating, drinking hot, lot of tea all the time here. And it was a question I was wondering to myself how it will be, and it's exactly what's happening. I have stopped eating cold a long time ago now, but following my determination had a great impact on my health, my body, my brain, being more efficient, living my purpose, and not be tired, having a lot of energy, and knowing that part of my design immensely um, uh, helped me. And my daughter, just to give you another example, she's direct light, so she's a delight eater, and for her, it's about circumstances. So it's a more complex because it's about taking in consideration the environment around you. And it's basically if you have this determination, it's you can only eat when the sun is up. Um, yeah, you're going to take the highest frequency to take the information and the food in the light frequency. So when we arrived here, it was still winter. So the sunset is quite early. So knowing that my daughter has this determination, I just adapted her dinner time and make sure she eats before it's dark. Not doing that will create for her a lot of physical discomfort, health problem, and not feeding her brain correctly, and then growth and development. So that was really, really important to know. So feel free to contact me if you want to have the details of your environment too. Another insight was about sleeping, because before leaving New Zealand and in time of big changes, my daughter started to really struggle to fall asleep. It was taking a very, very long time, and yeah, she was basically afraid of us living without her because she was really asking if we were all going in the plane, mommy, daddy, and her. So she is a 5-1 profile. So the profile, as I was saying, it's a superhero cape that you feel to fulfill your mission, but it's also what you need. And with a line 1, which is the unconscious part, she needs security. She needs great foundation and details to know what is happening. And she's also a manifestor generator. So the more I inform her, the less resistance there is. She's not a manifester, so she doesn't need to inform people as a strategy. She is here to respond to the world as a manifester generator. But giving her details, information is really, really helping her. So I was telling her what's going to happen the next morning, like knowing that we will be there with her, and letting her fall asleep on me on the couch with the noise. She was feeling more confident. Um, Obviously, needs of security have been filled because she has slept very well since we have arrived to Scotland. But because we inform her of anything who is happening, and her grandmother was actually saying that she was so amazed that she gives so much details, that she explain you a lot of things, but yeah, it's who she is and it's what she needs to. So, knowing her design again really helped me to respond to her needs, and consider her like a full person, not just like this is like that. I do like that, so you do like that. No. I'm here to support her, to regulate her emotion, to help her to understand how to regulate her emotion, and avoid conditioning. And it led me to the next insight, which is about emotion. Because the first weeks, yeah, she had big tantrums. She needed to find clarity, basically. So she had a defined solar plexus center. So she lived emotion by waves. So she really need to let pass the wave to find clarity in what she wants, what she needs, what's happening for her, the high and the low. Sacral authority, so it means that I know exactly what is happening in the now for me. She doesn't. So my natural tendency will be to ask her, right, what's happening? Tell me, you're hurt, you're in pain. No, no, no. But she doesn't know. So interfering, stopping the wave of her emotion is not helping her at all. It's actually the opposite. And I can just offer her my support, wait that she have the wave, that the wave pass. And most of the time it passed in a few minutes and she come back to me and that's enough. That's it. If I try to interfere, it's make it worse most of the time. As my solar plexus center is open, hers is defined, color in her chart, I can take her emotion and amplify it, which is quite disturbing, but I learn about it. And my life lesson here is to become wise about it and to not take things personally, and to not try to suppress her emotion to make me feel comfortable. Because basically, when you have an open solar plexus center, you don't want to feel the pain of the other one, which is amplified. So you want to stop it, but stopping her emotion is never gonna help her except telling her that she cannot express her emotion. And she has the channel 36 from the solar plexus to 35 to the throat center. She is here to express our emotion, and this is the channel of crisis through transformation. So I know there is transformation behind that, or experience learned. So I need to let that happen for her and for me. We are both big life lesson to learn about it. So knowing how the emotion energy is rolling in your family is, for me, essential. um, and understanding how your partner, your children, parents, anyone actually he's taking energy, emotion in is really important. I think I've said that before, but my partner has a solar plexus open like me, and when we are together, they are still open. We don't define the solar plexus together. So basically, without knowing this information, we could just throw emotion, amplify emotion to each other. So imagine what it can do. Not great. Knowing the emotion flow in your family is really improving any of relationship. Trust me. Or try it, experience it. And the last insight that I wanted to share is the challenged one. um, so if you have listened my previous podcast, um, not previous, maybe, oh yeah, I think the few episodes away, your body has a message for you. You know that I am now mapping your energy center, gate, and channel of your design with their energetic meaning, with the emotion behind, and each one carry, each gate carry and center carry a specific organ related to your specific organ, to your body. So basically, when you are in pain, when you have a disease, or when you are healed, your body is always talking to you urging you to listen or to change something or pattern, and basically to reach another level of consciousness and wellness on the physical level and mental, of course. So when a client come to me with a disease now, or pain, I can know exactly where it is in the design and see what the emotion is linked behind. Because when you are aware of what is behind, you can accept it fully and let it go. So go back to my pain. After 2 weeks arriving in Scotland, my nose have started to be blocked again. And no, I haven't had a cold before because it was cold in Scotland. Uh, I got a cold because my body energy was low because I was stuck in an emotional pattern. And it's have been happening for a few months. It's actually, we've been back from last year holidays in Europe, and it's from this moment that we started to question if we were going back to Europe or not. And the nose is linked to the Ajna center. So the Ajna center is the second triangle from the top of your chart. Excuse me. So the Ajna center is an awareness center. So it basically categorize, analyze, investigate life. And I have a totally open Ajna, means it's white in my chart. It's open and I have no gate activated at all. So I have no consistent way to access to this energy. It's gonna depend of transit of or people I am around. I cannot tap easily into it. But then I have make me more open of thinking, way to process information, and can feel also uncertain and take information like sponge, basically. And yeah, the Ajna play a huge role. I will do a full episode on that, but the Ajna play a huge role in the other center because it's like the central hub. It's a mind, and it's give you a false sense of control. And yeah, a sense of power through your mind, which is a big thing in our society probably, and which creates a lot of chaos, I think. But understanding your Ajna center, how it works and what the message for you behind is allowing you to wake up to, because it's the awareness center. So you can see truth so when you start to work on it. Because the moment you allow your mind to be the authority of your life, it brings anxiety. There is a lot of anxiety in this center, and always honoring your strategy and your authority will make that pressure go away, or the anxiety will subside. So it's the third eye chakra, so it's really opening your mind, what is true or not. It represents our mental ability and reasoning to evaluate our belief, our attitude, and a sense of belonging without being influenced. So basically, what I've done for the first 2 weeks, I was trying to settle down. I was opening my mind to a lot of information, but I could not see the big picture. I was stuck in my mind, and I was then that bring uncertainty, and I've carried this emotion for a long time, as I was saying, not seeing the big picture. So as I'm doing the work on myself, my body is sending me the message, so it's my body. And so knowing what emotion was stuck behind, I could use some herbs, essential oil, or specific stone who are specifically linked to this center and this chakra. I ate more blue food, and funnily enough, at the same time, I bought a new car, a blue car. So it's exactly what I did. Basically, my body was simply urging me to look without myself, having a bigger understanding of myself, to see the truth um, behind my emotion and examining my thought, not overthinking, and see my limiting belief system. So yeah, I was just letting my mind take over and the anxiety take over. No. Um, Awareness is key. The 4 A's of life, awareness, allowance, acceptance, and alternative. If you create it, you can decreate it. Um, yeah, this is what I wanted to share with you today. I think it gives you a good idea what session with me can look like, and how it can support yourself to embrace any changes. Or just, discovering your true nature, and honoring your needs and your family needs, and just go above the mantle and create the life you want, uh, without resistance, and how to be more healthy and conscious, bring awareness in your life. That's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really good to be back at it. This episode is available on any podcast platform, and yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcast, etc. But also on my YouTube channel. And if you think that can be helpful for any of your friends, family member, colleague, thanks for sharing. That really supports my work. And if you are interested to embrace change with me, or discover yourself a little bit deeper, I would love to connect with you. So feel free to reach out anytime. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful time. Till next time. Bye.